Hi guys, welcome to Q&A with Coach Rebecca. I am Rebecca Smith, a high performance coach and the founder and director of Complete Performance Coaching, a group of awesome mental coaches that all specialize in helping young athletes deal with anxiety, fear, and everything that holds you back from being the confident athlete that you were meant to be. And we do this through one-on-one coaching over FaceTime or Skype, or through the online mental toughness training community, the Perform Happy community. So feel free to check that out at performhappy.com. We are currently taking new members. And what I do in my Q&A is I answer questions from members of that community. And so we have this fabulous group of parents who, a lot of them have come to us because their gymnasts are struggling with mental blocks, or their other type of athletes are struggling with performance anxiety or nerves, big competition nerves. We have all kinds of different athletes, but there's definitely a lot of gymnasts in there. So if you're a gymnast, or if you have a gymnast who's struggling with a mental block or fear or anxiety, I definitely encourage you to come join us, because there's an awesome group of parents working together to give their kids the best chance at success. And then also, I get to work with the kids individually in the forums and guide them along through the trainings. And really through, they tell me their goals at the beginning of the week. I help them adjust them so they're really powerful goals. We check in. I'm really amazed and pleased with the strength of this community and how all these parents are kind of like pulling together their resources and being like, it's okay, mama, don't worry. I just went through that. You can do it. So these questions that I'm going to answer today are from the parent group. I've got 2-ish, 3-ish questions, all on the same topic of big competitions, because we are getting to state meet time of year in the gymnastics community. So that's kind of the first big meet. Then we get over to regionals if you're so lucky, or skilled, or whatever we want to call it. And then there's nationals. So we're just kind of starting the postseason. And let's see, Loretta is saying, okay, good. She's going to try and share. Awesome. So yeah, any of you who are listening on the podcast, just know you can always find us live Tuesdays at 4:30 Pacific. That way you can type in little comments to me or questions. You can send me thumbs ups or smiley faces or whatever, so I know you're out there listening. But so here are the questions. It's all about kind of the self-doubt, that like self-defeating thought worry monster that comes in when there's something really important. And who says it's important? I mean, I don't know, you guys, right? That's who says it's important, because, well, I'll get into that. Okay, so here's the first question. My daughter had a breakdown last night. She's only competing beam and floor at state this weekend. She thought she would be able to compete everything. Now her back is hurting. She's having trouble on floor because of it. Self-doubt is taking over, and I know I said all the wrong things. Well, you're not alone, Mom. There are a lot of parents saying the wrong things to their kids at this time of year. Everybody's stressed out. Everybody has shelled out all the money for all the meets, all the stuff. And you're at a point where you're like, is this season going to have been worth it? Or is it going to go anywhere? We're all just so outcome oriented as a culture that we're like, this matters. You have to have a strong state meet. You got to get to state. You got to do well there. And if you don't, well, what does that mean? Does it mean it was a waste? Does it mean that you have wasted all your time and energy all season long to then go and blow it at the big meet? Some people would say yes, that would mean it was a waste. I'm of the school of thought that there is no such thing as waste. There's no wasted effort. There is no wasted competition. Every single opportunity to perform under pressure is a very valuable learning experience it's a building block for the future within your sport, and then also beyond, because as we adults know, your sport career is so tiny in comparison to the size of your life that you've got this little opportunity to build all these amazing life skills that turn you into this incredible adult. And you might blow it from time to time. Do we adults ever blow it in a big way? Yes, we do. And we must bounce back from it. Okay, daughter's got all the self-doubt swirling. And I've got another question that goes right along with it. So I'm going to read that one first before I dive into answering it. This mom says, what do you do to get athletes out of the big competition mindset? My daughter has had a mental block on vault for months, but has been able to pull it off in competition. This past weekend, she missed it at competition for the first time ever and zeroed. Now her qualifying meet is in 2 weeks, where her all-around score matters most, and she's focused on nothing but the failure and the 2-week deadline. To make matters worse, invitations for next season are released soon, and she's been told she will be sent to team prep if she can't vault consistently. Trying to convince her 1 minute at a time, but no luck. Okay, so when there is a threat on the horizon, humans go into fight or flight. That is what keeps us safe. So I always like to use a tiger as an example. And if there's a tiger standing in front of me, my brain will kick into gear and I will start to have that, like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this together. I have to save my life. There's a big, big threat. Okay, and okay, Jamie's saying, yes, deadline fear, no time for baby steps. Okay, and those of you guys who are in my Overcoming Fear course or who are in the community with us, I love baby steps. And I'm always talking about, like, the brain, it needs baby steps. Coaches and deadlines require big steps, really fast. Pull it together, knock it out, go for it, just do it. But that's not what the brain needs. Okay, so we've got a couple different brain issues going on in this situation. You've got the mental block, which is the brain essentially going into a phobic response around a certain skill, where even though, yes, this skill has been safe to you before, the brain for some reason thinks that this skill is not safe. And in order to get your brain to believe that the skill is safe, you have to take baby steps. You baby step into it. And the other part of it is the way you think about it. So you have to make sure that you're thinking in a way that's allowing your brain to come to peace with the skill. Instead of take a baby step, talk about how scary it is. Take a baby step, talk about how scary it is. It has to be linked up, that you're moving forward slowly, building confidence, and you're reinforcing it through what you're saying to yourself along the way. So if you've got self-doubt now coming in because there's only 2 weeks left, oh my gosh, I have to get this. If I don't qualify for state at this meet, I'm not getting in. I'm a failure. Oh my gosh, I have to do it. What that's going to do is make that tiger bigger. So not only are you trying to run away from a tiger, but you're trying to run away from the biggest tiger you could possibly imagine, which is not going to make you run any faster, because you can only run as fast as you can. All it's going to do is make you completely seize up, pee your pants, feel like you're going to throw up, and be kind of like frozen and stuck, and then the tiger eats you because you've choked. And that's that choking under pressure that happens. And I just talked to somebody this morning who, bless her heart, got hurt at a meet last weekend because she was rushing, because she was stressed out, because there wasn't any time. She was like, only 10 seconds. I gotta hurry. And then she crashes on a simple skill because she's hurrying. So the point that I'm slowly getting to, thank you for bearing with me, you guys, is that every single time you go to perform a skill or routine, it needs to be done the same way. You can't be in this last 2 weeks, I have to hustle, or there's only 10 seconds left of warm up, I gotta go fast, or those types of thoughts, those self-doubt, like there's not enough time, I'm not gonna do it the right way, I'm not gonna be ready enough. All that does is make you do things differently, tense up, make the tiger feel huge, and then you melt down. And all that hard work you've put in all season is kind of out the window. I don't think it's out the window because it's still in there, and you're still getting credit for it all summer through postseason, next season. There's no such thing as wasted work. But if you go and blow it because you made your tiger huge, and then you got stressed out, and then you fell on easy stuff and hurt yourself, that is not what we're going for. That is not why you've been training all season. So how do we keep it consistent every single day, every single week, every single routine, every single competition? Well, this is what, somebody I look up to in the sports psychology world named Michael Gervais. He says you have to dissolve the pressure of competition. Like, doesn't that sound good? To just like drop it in a glass of water and it dissolves and then it's not there anymore. Okay, how do you do that? Well, you unfortunately, you guys, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. You can't do it the week before competition. You have to be doing it all year long. So that's okay. That's why this place that we're at right now, even if everybody has to crash and burn a little bit, is going to help you dissolve the pressure of state meet next year. Because I don't think we're all quitting, right? You guys are in this. So we get to learn from whatever goes. So even if it's the worst state meet ever, great. Talk to me. We will sort it out. We'll figure out what we can learn. And then next year can be amazing. And you don't have to feel the pressure. You don't have to have it be this big, huge deal where you have to doubt yourself and freak out and think about the worst case scenario. So the way you dissolve the pressure is by being consistent, which means if the way to get over fear is to take baby steps, you do the baby steps on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no matter if there's a meet on Saturday or not. And what you have to do is just start where you are. So if where you are is a nervous wreck who's not making any routines in practice, well, then you got to start with what you can do and then build from there. And you're only going to get as far as you get by competition, and that's okay. You accept it, you learn from it, you move on. If you're doing really well in practice, but you're like, the competition is coming, there's a lot of pressure, I have to do well, I have to do better, I have to rush it, I have to do more, that's not where you need to be. You need to just be in Monday. And then you're in Tuesday, and then you're in Wednesday, and you're just doing one skill, followed by another skill, followed by another skill, followed by another skill, followed by another event and another routine, and then you go home and you go to bed and you eat some, you just take care of it one step at a time, just like any other week, just like any other day. That's what you have to be. You have to be willing to just be okay. And anytime you start to get ahead of yourself, so you start to be in, the meet is this weekend, I need to change this. Reel it back in and think about, there's an acronym, how to win. Win is W-I-N. How to do what's important now. That's all you have to do today, right now, is what's important now. If anybody's on their way to practice, then all you got to do right now is sit in the car and get ready to go to practice. That's it. If you are warming up, all you're doing is warming up. If you are sitting, all you're doing is sitting. If you are doing a skill, you're just doing a skill. If your mind starts to time travel into the future, into the what if, into the self-doubt, into what could go wrong, you pull it right back into, here I am sitting in a chair. Breathing. That's what's important now. And then when you're doing your routine, you don't want to be 2 skills ahead because you're worried about falling. You want to be doing the skill you're doing so that you can do it well enough to stay on the event and not fall. Instead of thinking about falling, you're just doing one thing at a time. You're just doing one skill at a time. And this, you should be training all season long so that by the time you get to that quote unquote big meet, you just do the same thing. And actually, the way that I train my athletes, and we have a course I just added to the Perform Happy community called Automatic Self-Trust. It teaches you exactly how to get to the point where in competition, you just show up. You show up and you do routines. You show up and you play your best game and you trust your training. And it's that freedom. That's what we're looking for. I don't want you guys to have to be like, I say this in my head, then I say this in my head, then I think that, and then I do this, and then I do that, and I do this. I want you to just show up and do your routines and know you are going to nail it because you prepared yourself. And that's just the way it goes with you. And if you're not there, that's okay. I have a lot of good resources for you. And you get to learn from this, from your mistakes of overthinking about it, making your tiger humongous, etc., etc. Okay, so here's kind of like the quick Reader's Digest version on how to calm down that inner critic and get yourself as dissolved as possible as far as the pressure. Number 1, focus on the present. Be here. Be in the moment. And as soon as your mind starts to wander, pull it right back. If you start to worry, come back to the moment. Come back to your breathing. Come back to what's in front of you right now in this second. And then it will wander more, and then you pull it back. And it will wander again, and you pull it back. And it's not the wandering that you want to be worried about, because that's natural, human. It's that how quickly can you snap it back to what you want to be doing next. Okay, you want to focus on only what you need to do, not what could happen. You want to kind of stay out of your mind and just get in your body. What is your body doing next? What do you need to squeeze? What do you need to, what do you need to physically do with your body? Then you always want to also focus on the controllables. So if you can't control who you're competing against, who's judging you, what's on the line, who's going to win, all those outcomes, you can't control any of them. So if you can keep your worry monster off of those topics, that would be great. That would be very helpful. And you just pull yourself into what is my body doing right now and what does it need to be doing? Have fun. This one's huge. I even have people get a designated fun buddy. If you know that you are a major stress case about something, and be like, hey, Caitlin, will you be my buddy today? Can we just chat about whatever? If I look stressed, can you just keep it light for me today? That can be really helpful, because sometimes that helps you stay in the moment better than the what if, they can pull you back in. Forget about your goals. And one of the members in the community told me that what worked for her daughter, and I loved this, was that she wrote down all her goals at home, she crumbled them up, and she threw them away. You guys are like, what? Why would you do that? Aren't goals important? Yes, but not at the meet. Toss them. You don't need them anymore. You've already set your intention. You've already done all the work. Now forget about the goals, because that puts you out in the present or in the future where you can't control it. So toss them, leave them at home, leave them in the garbage can, and just go do the best you can. And finally, get some positive distractions. If music makes you feel good, listen to music. Bring a book with you for downtime. Do some things so that you're not stressed out during that prep period. Okay, and now Loretta's asking how to deal with perceived pressure from coaches. Okay, so dealing with perceived pressure from coaches. I love that you said perceived, because that's it. There isn't actually any pressure. And I know you guys are like, no, actually there really is. My kid might get kicked off the team. And I work with kids who might get kicked off the team if they don't get it together. If you focus on that, is that going to help you? No. If your coach is like, if you don't get it together, you're not moving up. Is that helpful? No, not helpful. Sorry, coaches. Maybe for 10% of the kids out there, that will help get them in gear, but not the type of kid I'm talking to. That's helpful for the lazy kid who doesn't work hard, who needs a kick in the butt. The kids I work with and who I'm talking to are high achievers who care too much, who are perfectionists, who are people pleasers, who just want to not get in trouble and do a good job. They do not need any additional pressure because they are putting so much on themselves all the time. So you got to filter it out. You have to take those distractions, because that's exactly what it is. That what the coach is giving you is just a big, huge distraction, or what your parents are giving you, or what your teammates are giving you, or what you're giving yourself that says, this is so much pressure, it's so important. And you go, la, 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 la. What's important now? And you just keep thinking back to, what do I need to do in this moment to set myself up for success? And that's it. And I know it's easier said than done, which is why I keep reinforcing, start now so that by next season, you're going to be a pro at this. Pulling your thoughts back to the present. Pulling your thoughts back to the present. This is really a pretty solid life strategy too. You can stress out about stuff. You can put pressure on yourself about stuff, or you can just put in the work, trust your training, and be present. And trust that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. And if you totally bomb, we all still love you. And you just get yourself picked back up, learn from it, and move forward. All right, you guys, you can always send me questions at Rebecca@performhappy.com. If you want to join in the fun and get to work building confidence, please come join us at performhappy.com. Or you can book a one-on-one session with me or any of the other fabulous coaches at completeperformancecoaching.com. We'll see you again next week. Bye.